What's going on, guys? Just got back from the gym. Got the Ford Boss Me shirt on with "Be Blessed" on the back. We are in for a really rough time ahead here. We got Hebrew Israelites marching in Springfield, Ohio, talking about how the Haitians are being brought in to enslave them, and they believe that the 12 something pillars of life and blah blah blah, or whatever it is, that the Hispanics and the black Hebrews, or whatever you want to call them, are part of this 12 pillars of life or something like that, or whatever the hell it is. And they're marching in Springfield, Ohio, because they think the Haitians are being enslaved. Like, there may be some truth to that. Is that the reason why our politicians, our government here is allowing so many migrants to come in here? Is what everybody's saying about the Great Replacement? They're here to take your jobs. The truth? Sure does look like there's a lot of truth to that. What do you guys think? I mean, I know that I see a lot of factory CEOs that have been interviewed that are saying that they love hiring Haitians. They love hiring the illegals. They have a different work ethic than Americans do, and they work for way less and get way more out of them. I think the Great Replacement theory looks pretty logical. It's just a matter of when, how long is it going to take? When is this going to happen? It's already happening. And are we going to see some kind of major uptick in crime and migrant movement and just overall corruption in general between now and November? I think the answer to that would be yes. That is what's going to happen. It's just a matter of, are you prepared for it? And when we say prepared, we mean, are you stocked up on dry goods, food, medicines, vitamins, things like that, if we go through another shortage again, or if they do take and create disaster in the streets and stuff, if it turns out to be another Portland thing, or not Portland, what the hell was it out there in where they had the Chad zone, and they were locking down blocks, and they wouldn't allow police in, and they wouldn't allow medical people in there, and a dude got shot and was dead in that Chaz zone, and they couldn't. And the mother of the child, or the man that got shot, that died, was like, man, y'all didn't get in there to save my baby, and didn't get in there to do. That's because the people that were there locked it down. They had their own security that was armed, and they would not let the police and the paramedics and stuff in there. So the local government said, all right, fine. Y'all want to farm for yourself and cook for yourselves and stuff like that? You can have your little zone for a little bit before we get tired of it and come take it over. Let's see what happens. And then they started dying and fighting and shooting each other, and people running naked in the streets and stuff like that. It was an absolute shit show. I'm picturing stuff like that happening in the future, if things keep going the way that it is right now. And now we find out, through all the different independent reporters and stuff on YouTube, like JLR and everybody else that went to Springfield, Ohio, and Aurora, Colorado, and all this other stuff, that all these things that people have been saying is true. They weren't made up stories. They were actually legitimate stories. Maybe some stories were kind of pulled one way or the other to make it more relevant, but they were all true stories. The eating the cats, the eating the ducks, and all that stuff. There have been plenty of video footage and stuff brought forward that you just have to look for a little bit that show that this stuff did happen, and eyewitnesses from the local places in Ohio saying that, no, we've seen this stuff happening. We've literally called and reported it. It's just our mayor doesn't want to own up to it, and our police chief doesn't want to own up to us looking as bad as we do, so they're trying to cover it up. They're probably in on creating the fake LLCs and buying up homes and apartment buildings and stuff like that as well, to house these Haitian migrants, because they are getting paid per cot, not per apartment, per cot. So if they can place them in housing where they get a place to sleep, and from what I understand by watching JLR and stuff like that, is The frugal prepper, if you haven't check him out, is they pay per cot. And when they pay per cot, there's a 24-hour period, and they try to stick somebody in that cot for 8 hours at a time. You pay for every 8 hours. The other 16 hours you got to be out being productive, working, something like that, but you don't have access to that cot. So there'll be 3 different people in a 24-hour period sleeping in that cot. So they're tripling their money per cot in these places. And yeah, it's a great money scheme. Great money scheme. Sick, but genius idea. And it's pretty sad that this is what we would result to. But this is what's going on. They don't pay per person. It's per cot, per every 8 hours. That's how it's paid. Anyhow, my thoughts. It's going to be crazy coming up. And I know I'm preparing as much as I possibly can. And just trying to educate those out there as well. So check out JLR. Check out the Frugal Prepper. They talk about some of this stuff. And you can decipher and decide what you want to believe and not believe, and I'll do the same. I'll take care. Be blessed.